Right action flows from the true self and wrong action from the false self or the ego. Commit to living from your true self and your action will be aligned with the highest good. So I've drawn this card for this month, Karma, and I'm reading this excerpt from the Path of Light Oracle book. And I believe that a lot of people have a general misconception about what karma actually means. I know myself personally, before I started to study yoga and yoga philosophy, my misconception of karma was that it is a reward and or punishment system. For example, you do something good and karma rewards you, or you do something bad and karma punishes you. Well, in fact, karma just literally in Sanskrit means action. And the law of karma refers to the fact that actions have consequences. And so when we look at this word from that point of view, and that's what I want to talk about today, is really understanding that our actions have consequences and how we take action in our lives. There's right action, there's wrong action, and there's inaction. Whatever right means to you and whatever wrong means to you is going to look differently based on your own values and your own morals. The name of my business is Purposefully Align, and I use the word align as a verb very intentionally and strategically because I believe that the point is to be in alignment, but having the word align as a verb, so we're always taking action and we're always aligning our decisions and our choices toward our dharma. So in alignment with our dharma, and again, our dharma being our soul's purpose and how we're really here to serve and how we are here to be our true selves. So this idea of right action also applies here because right action is really action that flows from the self and recognizes the oneness in all of our, in all of existence. So right action being morally aligned, right action being aligned with source and with divinity versus wrong action. And I'm like using this tone here, and you can just imagine me using air quotes. Wrong action, conversely, being motivated by the ego or by the separateness of ourselves and the oneness of the universe. And in layman's terms, doing something to harm somebody else intentionally, doing something without thinking about other people or how it's going to affect other people, doing something from a place of selfishness, not selflessness. So wrong action, therefore, becomes like an act in violation of our dharma, of our duty, and of our purpose of being here on the planet. So when you think of karma, we think of the consequences coming from either right action or quote unquote wrong action. And there's a really beautiful quote from James Clear that I enjoy sharing with my clients and enjoy reading myself, obviously. It says, "Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. No single instance will transform your beliefs, but as the votes build up, so does the evidence of your new identity." Use this quote and think about karma. It's like every action you take is karma for the type of person you wish to become. And so I love just kind of taking it from that point of view, where it really involves making a commitment to live well with right action and in your moments going forward. Aim to live your life with the courage and fortitude required to continue to learn and grow through your experiences. Because the other thing about karma and the way that I understand this is it shows us where we have yet to learn and completely understand our experience. Because the other definition I know in my own mind about karma as a young person, or how I've experienced it throughout my life thus far, is that things kind of get repetitive over time, and this thing keeps happening, or I keep having that feeling, or I keep having this experience. And if you zoom out enough, it's because you're not learning from that experience yet. So karma really shows us what issues are unresolved and what we still have to deal with. One way I like to describe karma in terms of a visual is to imagine that you're on a path in the woods, and the path in the woods is your dharma. So your soul's purpose, the big reason you're here, and you've been down this path a while, it's trodden, it's easy to walk down because you've already put in the effort and you've already gone on the adventure and all of the things, and you're in your place. Something bumps you off the path. Maybe it's fear, or maybe it's desire, or maybe it is something that caught your attention and you start to veer off of your path more into the woods. So karma will be little nudges, little hints here or there. Maybe the path starts to get a little bit bumpy and you're having to climb over logs, or you're tripping over roots, or you're getting smacked in the face by tree branches, whatever it is. And karma is saying, oh, go back to the path, like go back and where it was freer flowing for you, where you were experiencing more joy, more ease, more liberation, whatever it is. So when we are off the path, we're experiencing these little bouts of, I'll call it suffering. It's called samskara in Sanskrit, and it has to do with the decisions that we make that leave maybe wounds or unfinished business from the choices that we make or the consequences that we experience. And so we feel and we experience a little bit of suffering. Do we then choose right action, quote unquote, right action, and head back towards our dharma? Or do we continue to choose wrong action and head deeper into the woods? Maybe we go deeper and it gets even more challenging. It's steep and we're falling down, or we're having to climb or scale rocks and it's not even safe for us anymore. And so karma is again giving us this feedback where you're not, this isn't the right path for you. Head back. And eventually it gets so bad and our suffering gets so thick or gets so deep that we end up having to make a choice, or it makes a choice for us. This is just one explanation of how I see karma at work, and because karma is action. It's like all of our actions are leading up to these things. So if we're going to continue to choose challenging, and I don't mean challenging like the good challenging, because obviously we want to say yes to those things too in terms of our growth. But let me rephrase. If we're going to continue to choose a path of suffering, it's not going to get better for us. The whole point is that we allow karma to provide us with the feedback, provide us with the consequence that we can decipher whether this thing is good for us or if it is prolonging our suffering, and make another choice back towards our path. So there's right choice, there's wrong choice, and there's inaction. So again, karma is here to show us what we have yet to learn and understand. Or when we allow ourselves to experience karma in this way, everything becomes a message. Everything becomes a consequence that we will receive feedback from and be able to vote, as James Clear puts it, vote for the type of person that we want to be. Are we going to continue to make choices that lead to our suffering, or are we going to continue to make choices that lead to our liberation? Every experience is an opportunity for awakening. So it's wise to pay attention and attempt to learn and grow from everything that occurs in our life. And this is what I really feel karma is all about. It's not out of our hands. In fact, karma is just action. And then there's this one other piece that I didn't quite address, that being inaction. So there's right action, wrong action, and inaction. And to me, inaction is also action. You're just choosing not to do anything about it at the time. But even not doing something will give you feedback. Not doing something will also give you a consequence. And whether that be in the direction of suffering or not will be how you experience it and the type of feedback that it offers. Your actions plant seeds for the future. The sum total of all the seeds you plant creates the person you become and what you experience. So there we have it, my brief and hopefully uncomplicated explanation of karma in my experience and my take on that. I'd actually love to hear your thoughts, knowing, and like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that there are common misconceptions about what karma is and how it shows up in our life. I would love to hear your own take or your own explanation on what this looks like and how you experience karma. And as always, thank you so much for being here and spending your precious time with me. May the seeds of your action grow the most bountiful garden. We'll see you next time.